Knock, knock.
Alright, good evening and welcome back to another stream of Bloodborne. For our first playthrough of the game, we will try to finish off our playthrough tonight because yeah, there should only really be the ending left at this point. So we're gonna try to focus on that and yeah, I guess defeat whatever foes the game will throw at us before eventually finishing the story. Hey there, Rod, welcome in. How's it going, Sally? I hope you're having a nice night so far. Good evening indeed. Yeah, it's about 8:30 PM here, or 8:40. But yeah, it should give us enough time to be able to finish off this. The Tapo Ani sound bits. Knock knock. Go to the chopper. Hey there, Casper, welcome in. Not a midnight stream. Nope. Not a 3 AM stream either. Rod going good. Thanks. Been grinding. It belongs in a museum. How are you going? Very nice. Yeah, that mission is definitely the best one, hands down, to farm money in that game. Hands down. Especially if you get really lucky and it's like the first painting on the right side, like immediately. That's just the best feeling. But yeah, after a while you definitely figure out the guard positioning and then I think it becomes much more of a breeze. You know, when you know where everybody's standing. Webcam sound not working? It was for me. But I don't know. Maybe it didn't came through on the stream. But it is forward. Okay, that's good. Yeah, because I definitely heard it, like both of them. But yeah, it could be that I talked at the same time and then it won't be quite as loud. But yeah, I'm doing very well. Thank you for asking, Rod. Had some nice dinner. The Vietnamese noodle salad turned out really delicious, as well as some marinated beef. So I really enjoyed that. Watched a bit more of Only Murders in the Building, which is a show that Levi is showing me. It's a bit of a quirky kind of like murder investigation show in contemporary New York. It's like a 30-ish-year-old woman investigates murder with two older guys. One of them being a theater director and the other being an actor. That's quite a mix. But yeah, I'm enjoying the show though. It's definitely solid. Just constantly wants to play the trailer here. Just get back into the game. Rotate the edges of the roof cause the game forces Arno to go to it. That is true, yeah. It can be a bit finicky to navigate sometimes. Especially since he's kind of like glued to it or something. Get to the chopper. Ah, okay, Casper. I didn't pay too much attention to when the message was sent and when the sound bit happened. There could always be a delay sometimes, you know, between like writing the message and then coming through on the stream. Might be that by the time you write the second message that, you know, it's still like processing the first message or something. But yeah, who knows what happened. But good that it worked eventually though. I'm gonna buy a couple more potions here just in case you come across any boss. I mean, this is the ending, so I assume there's gonna be boss of some sorts. Also gonna go a bit bossy by using the Yahoo set. It is weaker, I think, in its defense stats, but I just like the look of it the best, I think, out of the sets that I have. Oh yeah, it really was. It's one of my favorite dishes, really, because it's kind of like filling in a good way, I guess, but also like fresh at the same time. And you don't feel like super heavy after it. So yeah, it's also like a nice mix between like acidity and sweetness and savory and sweet, I guess, in a way. I haven't seen it, but saw that Steve Martin and Martin Short were in it with Selena Gomez. That's right, yeah, they have a main cast, and they're all really good, I think, in their roles and portraying them. But they are certainly certified legends right there. So talking to the door.
Gehrman awaits you at the foot of the great tree. Go on, good hunter.
So she tells us to go to the foot of a great tree.
Farewell, good hunter.
It is not a location we've ever encountered in any of the past level points here, as far as I'm aware of. I mean, maybe Forbidden Woods, because if there is a great tree, then probably there. There's of course also trees here. And Gehrman, of course, was initially spawning in this area too. And the gate is open. Because this gate was closed before. Like the entire game, basically, and I couldn't go through. But yeah, now it's open. And I love the visuals in this game. Oh. I think that's the thing with From Software games, you know, they might not have like always the best like textures or like anti-aliasing or whatever. I think the art direction is really good. I think Elden Ring is kind of like similar in that case. It doesn't have like the highest, you know, like graphical fidelity, but has a really good art style that makes it look, you know, very nice still. Okay, there's Gehrman. There's a couple more tombstones. Might be tombstones of other hunters so far. I mean, kind of like going back to the start of the game, right? With a cutscene where, is it Gehrman? It's either Gehrman or like another like doctor of sorts. He's basically saying to us it's all gonna feel like a weird dream or something, you know? So I guess like the entire game wasn't really happening for real. You know, just like, yeah, part of the experience, I guess, of being in the stream probably. And all the tombstones could indicate like all the other patients or like hunters, dreamers, I guess, that's, you know, have been there before. At least that's my interpretation of it. That's of course the thing with like these games, I guess, is that it's a lot of like environmental storytelling and like bits and pieces everywhere. I'm sure there's people that do like everything in this game and have like all the answers. But yeah, that's just what I think, I guess, might be happening here. I think it's also interesting with nightmares and stuff, right? Because in the last stream we actually killed a host of a nightmare. So I feel like this might not be only our dream, you know, might be like a lot of dreams coming together or something. Or in some cases, I guess, nightmares. Rod, you hate eating something that afterwards makes you feel bloated. So what I had sounds like a great option for me. Remember seeing Steve Martin and Martin Short with another comedian, Chevy Chase, in the Three Amigos. They played actors on a western series that are mistaken by a village as real gunslingers. So they ask for help against bandits, and they just think it's some elaborate promotional thing. That sounds like a pretty funny setup for a story, actually. It's always funny when you get like people that are not really capable of something necessarily, like in this case being gunslingers, having to overcome, I guess, certain challenges, you know, because naturally they're not qualified. So if I have even some sort of success, it's like a huge deal, I guess. But I don't mind those kind of stories. But yeah, sounds like a movie I would enjoy. Or like a series, I guess. The Bloodborneception. Hell yeah. I guess in a way definitely is the way you know, certain dreams seems to like merge together, maybe.
Good hunter, you've done well. The night is near its end. Now, I will show you mercy. You will die, forget the dream, and awake under the morning sun. You will be freed from this terrible hunter's dream.
Okay. So there's a choice. So we can submit our life, or we can refuse. Submitting our life, we're gonna die. We're gonna reawaken. The night is over. You can also refuse and try to stay in the dream. Which to me sounds more interesting, honestly. Because for one, in a way, I like spending time in Bloodborne, you know? Maybe I don't wanna awaken, maybe I wanna stay a hunter. You know, because there's still things I haven't done. I mean, would be like the logic I would go by, I guess. But also, maybe just liberating ourselves from him taking control of a dream in a way, you know? Because he makes the decision here about us waking up, really. And that we're gonna die in this world. So I feel like refusing here is the more interesting option. Ah, interesting. So he's actually playing Trygve in Valhalla. That's cool. Ellen Corduna. I actually quite like Trygve as a character in Valhalla. I really enjoyed the whole like story arc, really. But yeah, that's interesting. That's not the only AC connection here as well between Bloodborne and the AC series. One of the composers, Ryan Amon, he actually worked on like some individual pieces on Assassin's Creed Unity. Like, for instance, the soundtrack you hear when you have Arno's Rebirth mission. You know, when he's like drinking from a potion and then like having this whole hallucination. Like, he's done that soundtrack for that mission, for instance. Very few pieces, actually. But yeah, he also did some of the tracks here for this game, which I found pretty cool. But this game has like, I think at least 5 composers, so I'm not sure which tracks specifically he's done. He's also in the Call of Cthulhu game. Nice. That's really cool. I like his performance here as Gehrman as well. But yeah, I think I'm gonna refuse and see what happens.
Dear, oh dear. What was it? The hunt? The blood? Or the horrible dream? Oh, it doesn't matter. It always comes down to the hunter's helper to clean up after these sorts of messes.
Oh shit. Yes, it's half.
Tonight, Gehrman joins the hunt.
Okay, we have to fight him then. Let's not regret that. Okay then. Jesus. deals damage. I like the music here. Jesus Christ, this guy's fast. Stop it. Dodge timing is kind of like tough.
This is Sparta!
Jesus, my attacks don't stun him anymore. Jesus. Oh, lucky number 111. Hey there, Kobido. How's it going, Kobe? We're fighting Gehrman, indeed. Oh, we try to at least. But, yeah, I didn't quite get it. Not on the first try, at least. Also, hey there, I'm the Bassett. Welcome in. Joining for the ending here of Bloodborne. How's it going, dude? I hope you're doing well. Thanks, Kobe. Yeah, I definitely think we can do this, but might take us a bit to get the hang, especially of the scythe form. I feel like the regular sword form was alright, but the scythe range is kind of tricky to dodge. Okay, we can get 20 here. I'm gonna go for one farm spot here, just to get a couple more potions and boats and stuff. And I'm also gonna change my runes here according to this fight. I wanna have a one that gives me 200 health for visceral attacks, because I think he's a bit easier to stagger. Where is it? Did I miss it? Another... It's maybe over here. I have way too many runes here. Or blood gems, I guess. I had like a blood gem that gave me health back on visceral attack. That's not popping up here anywhere. Or was it actually a rune? Am I like mixing it up? I think I might have been. But I think either way the beast up we can definitely replace, because he's no beast, so he's not really worth it. But then again, there might be like a beast after him or something. In that case, you might want to keep it. Let's have a look over here. Ah, there we go. Blood Rapture. Visceral attacks restore HP plus 300. We could also boost the damage of Visceral attack here. At all types of resistance plus 100. That honestly also sounds really good. Might be worth more than, you know, getting like 10% more HP, honestly. And stamina I kind of like to have. Okay, so maybe that helps. Thanks, so good luck, Bassett. I'm gonna do one quick farm run. Just to get a couple more bolts and potions, and then I'm gonna try to do this. Oh yeah, I think he's a bit easier to wizard attack than some other bosses, so I feel like also to sustain myself, it's gonna be a bit better. So I don't have to resort to like using too many potions because he's quite quick. Okay, that gives us enough to at least get a couple more potions and bullets here. For the eventual third try, I guess. But I think it's interesting the logic behind this, you know, because it's kind of like either you submit your life and you accept to die and then awaken new, or as I did, refuse and then fight him, and then he's like, okay, I have to do the dirty work, I have to become the hunter to kill you. But he did kill me and it didn't end the game. Instead, I have another chance to fight him. I guess if it went like full consequential, they would have like actually wrote the credits there. And it was like, okay, yeah, well, you failed. He got you. Imagine how frustrating people would be. Or frustrated. Groundhog Born? Yeah. Just gotta try again. Really wish I would have stunned him there. Jesus. Had like no chance actually land an attack there. It's interesting because some attacks do stagger him and he can't then attack me. But I guess if he's like charging an attack, then there's like no chance to interrupt it really. even my charge attack interrupts his charge. Interesting. Dude, that's just auto aim right there. Just did a 360. Jesus. He bumped me away where he was stunned. What is that range? What is that even that hit me there? It's like, dude. Why am I not stunned? Jesus Christ. Yeah, tough one. This last phase is really strong. And kind of out of potions at some point. I mean, the visceral attack health boost is helping. But yeah, he's just so fast. And his range on the scythe is just insane. I feel like it's also really difficult, like once he attacks you the first time and lands a hit, it's very difficult to get like immediately to a dodging again, so it's like very likely for him to hit 2 attacks there. I'm also gonna change my set just to see if that helps with the damage intake here. Because I gotta survive somehow. Thanks, Kobe. Yeah, it definitely gets a bit more of a hang of like the timing on them, because at some points you might really be charging for quite a while. But there's only like a less than a second time window to land the dodge perfectly. So yeah, definitely still learning. Getting there eventually. Alright, let's try this again. Wish me luck. Because we definitely need it with the last phase especially. However, I just want to have a quick look. Are there any items that I might be using here that could help us in any shape or form? I mean, lead elixir is kind of like good because we still take damage when he attacks us, but it doesn't interrupt our attack, I don't think. Like we're not getting knocked back or anything. Pebbles are pretty useless. I can't apply bolt to my weapon. I wonder what happens if I just keep on using all the Madman's knowledge here to gain more insight. That would do anything. Probably not, but... Okay, I don't think we really have anything major to help us here. Could of course have another look at the shopkeeper here. If they're selling anything that might give us a bit of an edge. Molotov cocktails are not too bad actually. But I think more useful against bees than hunters. Bone Marrow Ash to strengthen the Quicksilver bullets would be quite nice actually. I think I might just sell like a set that I don't need, like the student stat, you know. Doesn't really do much for us. We don't have any arcane, so no service actually. At least one of them. What are you buying? That's from Resident Evil, isn't it? Because I think Morrow actually had a sound bit of that one. I think if anything, the lead elixir is gonna help us here. And then of course, strengthening our quicksilver bullets here.
Yum, 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 yum. Yum, 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 yum.
Yum, 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 yum. That was me earlier with Vietnamese noodle salad. Very long time no see. How's it going? How have you been in the long time that we haven't talked to each other? He's a mysterious merchant in the original Resident Evil 4 and the remake. Ah, I gotcha, yeah. He's definitely a classic NPC character, that's for sure. Just stop walking. Sounds good. I hope you enjoyed. I hope your legs don't feel too bad. After all the walking today and with the muscles and everything. Okay, try number 3. Was good? That's good. Glad to hear. So we're currently fighting the last, or what I think is the last final boss. The Orders of Hunters. And it's kind of strong. He kicked our ass 2 times already, so I'm gonna try to do this time. Let's see. Every fight has been the same, really. I get him like to the last stage, then it becomes very powerful, and then I'm just out of potion. And I can't heal myself, and then I'm dying. are really rot. $130 for the highest tier version. And that's like US dollars, not Australian dollars either. That is crazy. But is it like kind of like a physical kind of collector's edition or something? Or is it like a digital version of the game you're getting? With him being the first hunter, he still has many things to figure out. You'd be more worried about the second or third hunter. Exactly. Or the last hunter, which is us. Well, right now, maybe not too much of a threat, but we're gonna get there. $200 for a game. Yeah, seems legit. Exactly, Scar. That's like Bloodborne in a nutshell right there. Okay, I'm gonna make 2 runs here because I need a couple more resources here than last time. Yeah, I mean, in comparison to that, the Ubisoft Plus subscription service sounds like a bargain, you know? Especially when I play the game on release. I wonder if I maybe get a free copy as part of the Ubisoft Creators Program. I'm not sure if they're doing it with like the bigger titles. Like immediately at launch. I mean, they did with Skull and Bones, but that was of course like probably a game they knew they needed to do like a lot of advertisement for. But yeah, I mean, if I get a game with maybe some additional copies, then I'm definitely gonna send them out to the community again. Oh, technically a run was enough here, so we're good. Kind of annoying is, you know, he has like a huge range, so I can't get too close to him. But then I don't have enough time for a Viscer attack. Like 2 times I couldn't pull Viscer attack off just because of the range I have to go to. Which is why the sword is much easier to deal with. And it's faster. See, that's not even enough time there. Ridiculous. That was enough time. Maybe one. Good chunk of health back there. And another one. Switch to this form so early already. That's not fair. Usually does it much later. Fuck. Come on now. Oh, what? He dodged me. He staggered me mid-dodge. What the fuck? That's the first time it happened to me. What the damage? Dude, the damage on that attack is crazy. And if you dodge too early, then you're just fucked. Hey Vikasek, welcome in. Thank you for the raid, dude. How's it going? How was Dragon's Dogma? I hope you had a good time with it. How far did you get with the game? And yeah, how are you enjoying it as well? Because I guess you played quite a bit of it now, haven't you? What is a cheap safe bet with a sub-service? You mean it sucks if a game ends up being bad, but at least full price isn't paid? That's true. And I mean, most of the time you're playing the game once and then you're probably not revisiting it in a few years. So by that point, given a Ubisoft game, you know, it's probably gonna be on sale for like $10. Yeah, that's a crazy thing sometimes, how Euro and US dollar are like treated the same in that sense, you know. Even though, of course, it doesn't represent like the worth, especially to the customers. But I guess it's even more expensive for us then. Seems legit. To beat the swings? That's nice. Was it a tough boss guest deck, or was it like the swings in Assassin's Creed Odyssey? Just solving some riddles. But I really wonder if his phase to become like more powerful is determined not by how much health he's having, but by the time passing. So if I get him down quick, then I might have less time to spend with him in his ultimate form or something. I don't know. Oh yeah, clearly. I mean, with riches of a lot. But I feel like also dodging towards Gehrman is actually good, because often he lands like multiple attacks into one direction, our direction. So if we change it drastically by going forward and getting behind him, I think that gives us an advantage. If we time it right, we might even be able to follow it up with a visceral attack. Like with a charge attack and the visceral attack, but that would be extremely difficult, I think, to get right. Solving some riddles and then murdering it. Sheer physics. I mean, that's an important thing, isn't it? In a Capcom game. Was it Capcom? I think so. Maybe, maybe not. But yeah, jiggle physics are very important. But like when you fight Delicious in Syndicate in the Tower's EV and you have strong weapons and attack her before she can hit you and get the optional objective of dodging all her attacks automatically. That's so funny when that happens. I like doing that just with the most overpowered pistol, just like shooting her 5 times and that does the job. Just completely cheese the you know, objective. I tried it in my no hut run, but my pistol wasn't powerful enough. Also, thanks for a follow and welcome in. It's nice that he's having the option to cheese things. You know, if you don't want to really like deal with something specific, especially if you're not doing a playthrough where it's about like a challenge or something. No worries whatsoever, Rod. Definitely have a good rest. You know, it's getting super late for you, or early, I guess I should say. So definitely get some good rests. I hope you enjoy. And yeah, I'm gonna catch you in my morning time probably for some more Unity, isn't it? And also, if anyone hasn't checked out Rod yet, I mean, everyone in chat probably has, but if there's any lurkers that haven't, definitely check him out. He's a great streamer, a big fan of Assassin's Creed. He's currently playing some Unity, celebrating 10 years of a game being released. And he's doing that by doing a 100% completionist run in timeline order of the events. And he's also doing a showcase on top of that, where he showcases every gear set in all the colors, and yeah, doing like a lot of extra stuff on top. There's also gonna be more phases of a playthrough, So yeah, if you're a fan of that game in particular, there's gonna be lots of it this year. But also we have other AC games, games like Tomb Raider, Splinter Cell, Deus Ex, many more. Rockstar games, of course. All the good stuff. And that's Navaris, dude. Thank you for dropping by. And yeah, I really hope you have a good rest and a good night. We will catch you soon. I didn't get the dodge in. At least I died early, so I didn't have to waste too much resources. But yeah, I didn't get the dodge in there. There's like a millisecond timing in between him grabbing you and then the attack he does. It's almost like you have to spam the button to dodge. blocking attack just deals like 60% damage or something. So once we're in that phase, I gotta like make sure I'm at least at 80% health at all times. Otherwise, I'm getting, you know, killed on the spot. But yeah, this fight ain't no joke. I feel like this dude also has like some really inconsistent behavior sometimes. In terms of like, in some phases I can stagger him with regular attack, then I can't. I mean, it seems to be dependent on the charging attack of his. But even then, there's like some scenarios where doing a regular attack won't stagger him for some reason. I feel like in general it's better to just land 1 or 2 shots then back off again. Otherwise you're just getting into too much risk. Especially if the attacks won't stagger. But yeah, that could be a long one until we get this boss done. It's significantly harder than the other main bosses. But then again, you know, he's like the final boss, I assume, so makes sense. Blame it all on the time slot. Hallo Crookie, wie geht es Ihnen? Es geht mir sehr gut, Maxi, danke. Wie geht es dir heute? Ich hoffe, du hattest einen wunderschönen Tag. Hey there, Maxi, how's it going, dude? How are you doing? I saw you got a couple more Odyssey trophies. Making some progress. Nice, dude. Yeah, I'm doing very well, thank you. Currently trying to get the final boss done in Bloodborne. He's, who would have guessed, quite a challenge. But, yeah, we're getting there, eventually. Just a matter of time, right? Of a Fashion Screed trophy. Wait, there really is one? Didn't realize. Oh, also my controller's about to die. I should probably charge that one. Just maybe. Ah yeah, there you go. Fashion Screed. Amazing. Yeah, that's I think the most important trophy to get. Great. Of course the internet had to disconnect during the freaking boss fight. Honestly, we had our best try yet in this boss fight, I feel. In terms of like how well I've dodged a lot of his attacks in the final phase. But of course in that moment the streamer just had to go completely off. And the internet disconnect. So yeah, I couldn't pause it, unfortunately. It seems like the stream is also interrupted, so what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna restart the entire OBS, because with a disconnect it just messes with some online functions, so I think. But honestly, I think since most runs over streamer bot, I think we might be fine.
Odin is with us!
Maybe that's unnecessary. But yeah, sorry about the disconnect there. Yeah, internet just went off for a sec. But we died again. But at least we okay, there we go. Now that works. We got really close actually this time. And we also found a good tactic in like dodging towards him, really like giving us a bit of an edge. I feel like the more aggressive we're playing, the better we're faring, honestly. And we also gotta negate the range. The stream is buffering for you, sadly. It seems to be stable for me right now. At least I'm running on 6,000. Yeah, have you tried refreshing? Maybe? Maybe that works? Must be your mobile. Could be, yeah. Hopefully that sorts itself out. But just now it was not Twitch, was my connection actually, so might also be that my connection is just causing some issues there. You didn't start the Odyssey discussion. You didn't. You're free of any fault. Exactly. I mean, whenever it's about Fashion's Creed, I'm all for it. But yeah, let's try this again, I guess. Oh dear, this fight. Let me just drink another sip of water. You legit would buy a game called Fashion Street? Honestly, me too. Just create your most gorgeous, assassin hood designs. And that's like the entire game. Hello there. I think it's annoying because this attack always has like an auto aim of sorts. Doesn't matter why I'm like dodging. He's just like following me with like an aimbot or something. Really annoying sometimes when he like hits you the first time. You just can't dodge the second attack. I just can never do it. I'm like spamming the dodge button, but nothing happens. And even if I try to time it right, nothing happens. So fortunately, it doesn't deal like too much damage, but still, it's kind of annoying. Like that. I'm just dodging and dodging. Only until the third try, it's like working. 3 stackers in a row. Dude. Maybe I really should have submitted my life, you know? Instead of having to suffer through this fight. It could have been also easy, you know? Just had one of the most funniest things happen to you in that game.
Motionless, motionless like Osiris. Motionless, his limbs like Osiris.
Yeah, so what happened, Maxi? That's when I have to sleep and you will miss the kill. RIP indeed. Well, I guess you can maybe rewatch the broadcast in the morning. Who knows if we even get this boss, to be honest, tonight. I mean, he's definitely being in lots of trouble here. Didn't expect that. I thought we might end the stream in like under an hour. But jokes on me. Jokes on me.
Lucrezia could not sate her appetite for lovers, but I suspect she would be fine with 2 or 3 more drugs.
But yeah, I hope you have a good night, Caspar. Thanks for coming by and for joining. And I really hope you have a good rest and a good night. Let me check that out here in a sec, Maxi? Let me just go back real quick here to end the stream. So where can I see that? Is it the messages here? Ah, yeah. And watch a video clip using PlayStation app. At least it doesn't open from here when I click on the message. Sounds good, Maxi. Let's do it like that. It's kind of weird you can't watch it like on PlayStation directly, isn't it? I'm gonna have a look again at my runes here and stuff. So attack versus beast, that's just a waste here. I'm gonna get something better. Could go and get like a, you know, kind of like so poison kind of like build. Because I think fire doesn't really do much. Attack up plus 15%. That's what's quite nice actually. Plus attack up 10.1%. That would also be quite nice. I think I might go for the attack up 15% here. It sounds just solid. There's also rapid poison effect. I think that one I might keep like this, and then the last one. Yeah, I'm gonna keep this one. Yeah, I was, Maxi. On purpose. Just didn't really have too much to say. I was just speechless. But let me actually check on Discord now that I have a chance. Amazing. The dog learned how to walk upright. I have a dog. I kind of mistaked it because of a quote that the other woman was saying there. The bear. Looking for the bare necessities. Hell yeah. Was wondering if it was intentional. Actually, I was videoing myself so I could scream into a pillow. Yeah, no, just kidding. But that boss is definitely getting me there. I'm actually gonna do a couple runs here of farming because honestly this like walk over time to the lecture building to then farm potions. This always gets me out of a loop, you know? Because once you really get the hang of like the timing of the boss, you're just like dead and then you gotta like farm potions. And then until you like actually try the boss again, it's like 5 minutes past and we're like out of the zone. So I'm gonna do a couple runs here just to get enough potions so I can try them a couple times immediately after each other without having to go back here. Would probably rage quit. I don't blame you. Of course, yeah, this is definitely quite frustrating. This might probably be the boss, like the boss that I struggle the most with in the entire game. But given that it's the last one, I guess that makes sense. But if you only have bosses that took me that many tries by the NPC hunters. It may be the watchdog of the old lords, but that was in a dungeon. And they are always like a bit more difficult. Okay, one more farm run and then we can, I think, at least do 3 tries here, if not 4. Would be interesting to see which Swords game ranks from lowest to highest through personal preference. That's true. I wanna play through the Swords games eventually, like all one by one. I would probably do the Demon's Souls remake next, I think. I've played a bit of Dark Souls 2 with a mate of mine lots of years back. And so far I would say I probably prefer Bloodborne. Because I like the fast-paced, more aggressive playstyle that you can engage in. Like also in the boss fight I'm currently doing, it seems like the more aggressive I play, the better I'm doing. But it just comes with the territory of risk, I guess. I risk, high reward, kind of like playstyle. Yeah, I kind of like the setting of Bloodborne a lot, I think. Kind of like Victorian steampunk mixed with like Eastern European architecture. And then, yeah, just the whole creepy vibe of it, I guess. Pretty cool, I think. I'm looking especially forward to Elden Ring. Probably the Soulspawn games I'm most excited for. the only one who played is Sekiro. But that's a really unique one too, isn't it? Because it's quite different, I think, in that you can also do stealth, and it's much more, I think, parry-based, isn't it? Make a Ryu Toti versus a multiplayer mod for Elden Ring. Interesting. So what, you kind of like going on like a battle arena or something and like fighting each other, or how does it work? Yeah, I have to see where I'm actually getting Elden Ring. I was thinking potentially getting it for the Series X because I assumed it would be running better and more stable than on my PC. I'm probably gonna do some benchmark video, like gonna look at some of them to see how Elden Ring performs on my system. But if the Series X runs better, then I'll probably go for that version. But yeah, I'm gonna have a look. I'm not sure if the game is like too graphically demanding or not. Mod lets you play together and fight all enemies and bosses together from start to finish. That's pretty cool, honestly. Instead of just getting to summon each other in very specific regions, I guess. You'll be able to play the entire game together. Get stunned for once, dude. Back of you. What? How long is this freaking like charge? It's like holding and holding and holding. You're dodging. Still too early. And you're dead. Yeah, no worries, Maxi. I mean, we can do that at some point, but I'm honestly still really happy with my GTX 1060. Like in terms of like how well it's still running after all these years. I think I got it in like 2017 or something. So it's crazy that 7 years later it's still like running strong. I can still play like at least some of the modern games. But yeah, it's definitely also getting to its limits. Noticeable with games like Watch Dogs Legion, for instance, or like Valhalla. I guess Cyberpunk would have been quite a hassle to get to run on the graphics card. But yeah, I guess in that case it's really good we have a Series X because the newer games can usually run on that system, if they're available at least. Also, hey there Lizzie, welcome in. Good afternoon. I hope you're having a nice one so far. Welcome to some Bloodborne. We're currently on the final boss, or what I think is the final boss. Getting our ass kicked. But yeah, it be what it be. Middle fingers up for this bastard.
Tight, yeah! Tight, yeah!
The heck?
Tight, yeah! Tight, yeah!
And so, the hunt begins again.
Tight, yeah!
And that's the game. We did it. We finished it. And I guess we did hunt. Amazing. Definitely was. But yeah, so whatever that thing was just devoured us, and then we became like the new Gehrman, right? Like the first hunter. The one to destroy the first hunter becomes the first hunter ourselves. That's interesting. And so the cycle continues. Honestly, I'm kinda glad we went this path and we didn't go for submit yourself. Because that would have made things, I think, much faster. Also, Mexi, dude, thank you so much for gifting 5 subs to the community. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much for doing that. And for gifting 1 to Lightus, Emrak, Alexander, Kisu, and Ayat. Very nice and familiar names there. Thank you so much, Max. I really appreciate it. And yeah, I'm really glad we finally got this boss fight done, because that was costing me some nerves. I'm kinda glad we actually got him with a visceral attack. It seems like I was really close to killing him the entire time, because the last visceral attack dealt like so much more damage for some reason. But of course you don't know that until you actually do it. But if it was like, I don't know, 10,000 damage if not more, like... I would assume that if you get him to a certain like amount of health, maybe 10% health or so, that the visceral attack just kills him off or something. Because that was insane damage. I didn't really expect him to finish that quickly there at the end. Thanks for GG's, Maxi and Kobe. Appreciate it. And that's a verse about the alerts, Maxi. I mean, that's not your fault or anything. Don't worry. And yeah, all good. Thank you so much again for the subs. It's a tight hunt. Yeah. I'm just imagining Tuko actually saying that. Hopefully there's 7 endings, but don't know how to trigger them. I'm kinda curious myself, honestly, what would have happened, for example, if I would have submitted myself. So I'm gonna have a look. Because it's gonna be a while until I play Bloodborne, and I actually wanna know what ending I got specifically, like what it means. So there are 3 known different endings available for Bloodborne. The endings will depend on whether or not you accept the decision given to you at the very ending of the game. Choosing Submit Your Life will unlock the first ending, or Refuse will unlock the other 2 endings, which will be chosen depending on whether certain criteria were met. It is worth noting that no matter which ending is chosen, you will be thrown directly into New Game Plus when the credits are over. Okay, so there's the Gehrman Sunrise, that's the first ending. Can be obtained by accepting Gehrman's offer. Also, sorry, I should probably say this is a spoiler warning, because I'm gonna read through the other endings, so if you haven't played the game before, or if you're interested in like finding out the endings yourself, then yeah, just giving a friendly spoiler warning here before we keep on reading. Hey there, Ayat. Welcome in. GG's on the gift sub. I hope you enjoy the emotes and all the other benefits. Could be really fitting that Nora got a sub during the end of Bloodborne. That is true. Yeah, she's probably the biggest Bloodborne fan I know on Twitch. She's also been here in a couple streams to help us out with a couple of things. There's definitely an ending where you have to fight the Moon Presence, the thing that devoured you after Gehrman. Ah, so the Moon Presence, that's what it's called. Okay, so let's spoiler away the first ending. When the player accepts submits to Gehrman, he says, "Farewell, my keen hunter, fear the blood." With this, a cutscene ensues where the player is shown to turn around and knee over. Gehrman stands up and puts a scythe to your neck, and with a swift cut, decapitates the player. After a moment, the player is seen waking up with the sun having just risen and bells ring in the distance. The plain door is shown to be near what most likely the player's grave, playing and saying, "Farewell, good hunter. May you find your worth in the waking word." With this, the player obtains the Gehrman Sunrise trophy and the credits roll. Okay, so we become like one of the tombstones pretty much in this world. But we still survive in the waking world, I guess. But yeah, we are dead. There's also possible explanations. This ending heavily points to the idea that the entire game of Bloodborne is nothing more than a dream. When the player accepts Gehrman's offer, the death is a sign of a player waking up from his or her dream. However, which one is dream and which one is reality is still debatable. A hunter's dream is no more than a dream. Gehrman is indeed freeing you from the dream, and the player awakes at reality. 2. This can also be the opposite. The sunrise is the player's dream, which means the hunter's dream is actually the reality, and awakening is equal to an eternal death. Gehrman's intent could actually be preventing the birth of a great one. I don't think that's the case, honestly. I think it's really just as simple as...
Good. All signed and sealed.
Oh.
Now, let's begin the transfusion. Oh, don't you worry.
Alright. Then we're starting there from the very beginning.
You may think it all a mere bad dream.
Or maybe this guy's just drugging us heavily and we're just hallucinating. But it's very much the actual world we're walking. Who knows? I mean, this guy gave us like something there, right? I like how this basically foreshadows that fire is indeed very effective against beasts. Bit of a tip right at the start. It's interesting rewatching this cutscene now that I've played through the game. Because at this point, of course, you don't know anything about anything.
Ah, you found yourself a hunter.
Right. Let me start anew. With all of our items. And 128,000. But yeah, we have all of our items. We still have a sword cleaver +9. We have a hunter pistol +9. Interesting. Very interesting indeed. But yeah, we're of course not gonna keep on playing here. I wanna read through the other endings. Hey Veshila, welcome in. How's it going, dude? I didn't actually follow on the Champions League tonight, but how did Dortmund play? I hope they made a good game. And yeah, Bloodborne is treating me alright. We actually finished the game just now. But yeah, it took like 2 hours to actually beat the final boss. So it took us a bit to get him done, but eventually got there. And yeah, we now finished the game. So really happy about that. But yeah, how's it going for you? We're just reading currently through the endings here. So yeah, gonna read up what the other endings mean and how to get them. But yeah, now we got to the ending that I got, Honoring Wishes. The second ending in Bloodborne can be obtained by refusing Gehrman's offer. Once the offer has been refused, the player can not later accept the offer. The first ending is locked off. This ending cannot be achieved if a player has consumed 3 or more 1/3 of umbilical cord items over the course of the game, as consuming these items triggers the third ending. Ah. I think I had 1/3 of an umbilical cord. But yeah, since it's a third, you have to get 3 of them to have a full one, I guess. And then you somehow unlock the final ending. When the player refuses Gehrman, he says, "Dear, oh dear, what was it? The hunt, the blood, or the horrible dream?" After this, he begins standing up and afterwards says, "Oh, it doesn't matter. It always comes down to the hunter's helper to clean up after these sorts of messes." He then pulls out a curved sword and attaches it to a long handle on his back, exclaiming, "Tonight, Gehrman joins the hunt." With this, the player is thrown into a fight with Gehrman, the first hunter. So that's what we did. If a player dies to Gehrman during the fight, he says, "You must accept your death, be freed from the night." However, the game doesn't end then, and the player will respawn in the hunter's dream in front of the headstones. The field of flowers will be obscured by a boss fog gate. Gehrman will be hostile towards the player as soon as they re-enter the arena. The player must defeat Gehrman to end the game. They cannot change their mind about refusing Gehrman's offer. When the player defeats Gehrman, he says, "The night and the dream were long." Upon his death, a cutscene ensues where the player is shown looking at the crimson moon with an ominous figure approaching. The player then slowly walks up to the figure, who then grabs the player and after a few seconds seems to incapacitate the player. After a blackout, the plane door is shown pushing a wheelchair, and as the camera scrolls up to the person in the wheelchair, it's revealed to be the player, as opposed to Gehrman. The plane door kneels down beside the player and says, "And so the hunt begins again." Yeah. Possible explanation. The entity that grabs you may be what the nightmare itself stems from, and the player is shown to take the place of Gehrman as the new watcher of dreams. Fair enough. And then of course we have a final ending. Should I just finish watching the game? They played really bad in the first half. In the end they lost 2-1. 2 times the post saved for Atletico, but still good result for the rematch next week. That's true. I mean, a 2-1, you know, I mean, obviously you gotta do a really good game next week, but it's gonna be a home game, isn't it? It's gonna be in Dortmund. And I think that's gonna definitely help with getting lots of support to bring the players into the right mood. And yeah, hopefully they can at least bring it to a 2-1 themselves or like a 1-0. But I wish him the best. Ich drück dir die Daumen. Definitely hope it works out. And then it's like a semi-final Bayern against Dortmund. I mean, please don't. I'd rather get in the final or something. Okay, so we have one more ending. The secret ending, also called Childhood's Beginning. The third and final ending in Bloodborne can be obtained by refusing Gehrman's offer with additional criteria being met. The additional requirements are simple. The player must use free 1/3 of umbilical cord. Although there are 4 possible cords for the player to get in a single run, only 3 must be consumed. Consuming them is the only condition. It doesn't matter whether or not you consume them as long as it is before Gehrman dies. This includes consuming them after losing to Gehrman, and even consuming them during the fight. Consuming these items means the player can no longer achieve the Honoring Wishes ending. This ending follows the same pattern as the second ending, however once Gehrman is defeated, when the entity tries to grab the player, a shining light appears and the entity is knocked back. The entity, now seemingly enraged, shakes its head and lets out a cry before challenging the player. This puts the player into a boss fight with a moon presence. If the player dies to the moon presence, they will respawn in front of a headstone of a hunter stream, like with Gehrman. Once the player has defeated the moon presence, rather than getting the usual prey slaughtered message, they instead get a message saying Nightmare Slain. After a moment, a cutscene is shown with a doe walking up to what appears to be a small slug-like creature whose colors and codes resemble that of a moon presence. The plain doe says, "Are you cold?" She then proceeds to pick up the slug and after a small giggle says, "Oh good hunter," with a cutscene ending and the player obtaining the Childhood's Beginning trophy. It's worth noting that the trophy title is curiously similar to Arthur C. Clarke's book Childhood's End, which suggests that human beings may one day evolve past the need for a physical body and become beings of pure mind. Possible explanation. Now that the player has consumed the full umbilical cord, you essentially become a Great One, and so the moon presence can no longer do what it had initially planned to do to you, and becomes enraged and simply attacks the player. Or as with ending the game with a fight against Gehrman where the player takes his place as a first hunter, the part where the doe picks up a slug and calls a good hunter may indicate that the player now assumed the role of a moon presence. Postscriptum notes in Byrgenwerth have been found that read something like a child being born when a full blood moon hangs low. Later on in Hypogeengeo, a note reads, "Nightmarish rituals crave a newborn. Find one and silence its harrowing cry." It is possible that the umbilical cord belongs to the baby born under the full blood moon. However, it is unclear what the baby represents or who was the one that gave birth to it. It also seems to mean that the nightmare wants to kill you because after eating the umbilical cord, it then thinks you're the infant and wants to kill you. Ah. That is actually very interesting. It also makes it seem like maybe we become the baby, you know, like we both become the moon presence, but since the slug has kind of like, you know, the like visuals of a moon presence, at least like on the surface, maybe we became the new one, but we also became the baby or something. I'm not sure. Doesn't seem like you know, there's like a full-on explanation confirmed by From Software or anything. But that's, I guess, the, you know, thing with these games is they probably don't like serve you the answers on a platter. You really have to like you know, make your own interpretation in a way. But yeah, in that case, I'm really glad I went with the second ending. Unfortunately, I didn't have enough umbilical cords, so I never had the chance to trigger the third ending. It makes me wonder where we get the other 2 necessary here. Or where we even got the one that we have. Because if we look in the inventory, where is it? think they might got rid of it because of the new game plus. Could be. But I know that we had at least one in our inventory. Ah yeah, so we got one from killing Mergo's wet nurse. That's like a fight we have to do. We couldn't not do it. Then the second one can be found in the abandoned old workshop. Killing the baby Ariane gives birth to in Tomb of Öden sewers, or killing her at Iosefka's clinic if you brought her there. After killing Mikolash, host of a nightmare. Ah, okay. I haven't done that one. And drop by Iosefka and her clinic in the first floor sick room through the entrance from the Forbidden Woods. Once Ron the Vacuum Spider has been defeated, as long as he didn't kill her prior to the boss fight. Missable as well. Yeah, those things are just so specific. I never would have gotten the third ending. Either way, you know. But that's alright. I'm just glad we went with the second ending and had like another proper boss fight. Instead of just giving up, you know, to Gehrman. But yeah, we ended on level 80. I would say that's decently leveled up. There's probably people that level up into the hundreds just to get super strong. But I never spent too much time in this game, honestly, like grinding. Whenever I grinded, it was mostly to get more potions and stuff so I can retry a boss fight. So I never felt like overly overpowered, to be honest. But yeah, I'm really happy with this run, honestly. You know, I think we did really well. Especially with the main bosses. I mean, most of them we got done in 1 or 2 tries. The ones that were like necessary to do. Most of our deaths actually stem from the optional stuff, you know. Like doing optional bosses, NPC hunters. But also getting killed for like, you know, things like, okay, you're getting poisoned now, or you're getting frenzied, or like you're throwing down to your death, or there's like somebody throwing a huge boulder at you, just one-shotting you, you know, things like that. But yeah, actual like deaths to bosses, like I feel like Gehrman has actually been the one that was like the biggest threat in that regard. But yeah, I would say also fitting for being the last boss. But yeah, I think the game is honestly very fair. I don't think it's like... I feel like this game definitely has a reputation of being like a super hard game. And I think it's definitely true on some level. But I think also that the game is very fair. Like if you put some effort into like learning the mechanics, then I think a lot of enemies are definitely predictable. But it definitely requires lots of patience, that's for sure. Like I still remember the first session where I didn't even know where my weapon was, you know, just like running around, trying to have like some sort of like success feeling. But that really is what kept me going, I think, in this playthrough at the start, you know, like not knowing anything, which meant that any kind of like success was like a huge deal, you know. And that kind of kept me pushing, and eventually we definitely learned from our mistakes, and then I think we got pretty decent. Definitely looking forward to the next Swords game, that's for sure. Shall the only possible semi for Dortmund is the winner of Barcelona against PSG. Ah, okay. I gotcha. That's right. Yeah, I was actually looking up yesterday who Bayern could play against. And it's only Real Madrid or Manchester City. But honestly, I think that's a pretty good... that's probably the best case scenario for Dortmund, honestly. To get either PSG or Barcelona instead of Real Madrid or Manchester City or Bayern. I mean, Barcelona could probably be equal to Bayern, maybe. I don't know. Thanks for GG's, Schiller. And Lizzie, thank you also. I appreciate it. Yeah, that is true. We of course first have to make it fair. But I guess, you know, possibly speaking, it's maybe the best case scenario. But yeah, so that finishes our playthrough of Bloodborne. I'm not gonna be jumping into any other game for tonight anymore. This is actually gonna be where we call it for today's stream. But yeah, that means now with Bloodborne checked off the list, we can replace it with something different. I think I'm still gonna focus a bit more on getting Origins done, because I would like to focus a bit more on singular games going forward, I think. But yeah, I have a few games I'm thinking about that could replace Bloodborne eventually, though. One of them potentially being this one, Infamous Second Son. That game looks really interesting to me, and it's also not overly long, and I have it installed. So I think we might actually give this one a try. But yeah, there's still some other games I'm thinking about. Next time, no hit run. There's actually a streamer that I follow, that I also rated the other day when I was playing Bloodborne, that did a no hit run on Elden Ring. And he actually made it recently. I think it was even on the day that I rated him that he made it. And he was like working on it for like months, if not more than a year or something, I'm not sure. But that's just like next level crazy. I mean, you gotta play these games so many times to learn all the patterns, all the bosses and stuff. I think that kind of dedication I still have to work on with these games. But that's the thing, I guess, you know, those types of players probably play exclusively Souls-like games, for the most part. It's really fun, Kobe. So have you played it? It looks really cool. I mean, I always liked the Infamous games from like a visual standpoint. And honestly, when I watched a bit of a gameplay recently of this game, I got some heavy Control vibes. You know, with like the superpowers that the main character has. I thought it was really similar, also with like the way combat works and stuff. So it really reminded me of Control in a way. Never heard of it. What is it about? Well, I don't know too much about it, to be honest, because I've never played any of the games. But I think there's basically humans that obtain like superpowers that become like hybrids between like technology and like, yeah, being a humanoid, which allows them to like traverse really fast through the air and like, yeah, perform all kinds of like superpowers. And then I think it's about bioterrorism or something. I'm not sure. But yeah, essentially the gist is it allows you to do all kinds of superpower stuff, and it looks really gorgeous. It's a game that I think today would still pass for looking like really good if it came out today. But I can't say too much about the story or universe as I haven't played them yet. But if Maxi or Kobe want to add more on top of that, feel free to do so. Today we're thinking about a no-hit run in AC1 because Altair never gets hit in lore. It is true, since he has a sync bar instead of a health bar, and if you're fully syncing, then it means you would never be hit and never take damage. I'm not sure if that was the idea of the developers initially, but it's definitely something that, you know, we have to, I guess, treat like that, because that's the logic they're going by. You know, if it's a sync bar, it means he never got hit, and I think it makes also sense for his character in a way. With the exception, of course, of being stabbed by Amualim. Couldn't do much about that. But then again, that was an illusion, so technically it doesn't get hit for real. But I think that would be a tough challenge, Schiller, because whenever you have the forced combat scenarios, I feel like the combat can be quite tricky in terms of like really not taking damage at any point. You can definitely play it safe by going to the, I guess, deflect position with a regular sword, because the parry counter window is quite generous. But even then, there's of course people that will just counter your counter. Or yeah, just having like a bad jump, right? Like, there's also the issue with like V-Sync. I'm not sure if you have the invisible wall bug happening on AC1. That is if you're playing on PC. I'm not sure if you're playing it on PC. But that can also just really backfire so much in terms of like taking damage by accident. Especially once you get used to the controls of like the Ezio games. Infamous Second Son, great game. Yeah, I heard good things about it, and also watched a bit of gameplay recently. It looked really good. And it's also more of a shorter game, which I think would be nice after Origins and Bloodborne being both a bit of a longer project. I mean, Bloodborne we took about 3 weeks to complete or so. So I think this one I can probably finish in a few sessions. Kobe, you followed Happy Hop for a while. He specialized in doing no-hit marathons of all Soulsborne games. Yeah, those people are just on another level, you know. And then there's me like dying, I don't know, 15 times to Gehrman or something. But I guess those people are just really passionate. You know, they probably just spend so much time on these games. They have a pressure of like doing any mistake and having to restart the entire game. Like your senses gotta be really sharp for that, that's for sure. The Platinum did. Ooh, nice. Is it like an easy Platinum trophy? I mean, the game isn't overly long, right? So I guess it might be. There's definitely a couple trophies. So 5.5% of players collected all the trophies in this game. Then you go to Bloodborne, a game that's like so hard, arguably probably much harder than Infamous Second Son, and 6.7% of players have gotten the Platinum here. I guess it really just showcases like the determination of people playing a really hard game and then being like, I just wanna get everything now. You would think with a game like Bloodborne less people would get the Platinum. But it's actually the other way around. Mexi, pretty much you become a hybrid who absorbs powers. The first one is about Ko, who absorbs electricity. Second Son is Dawson, has smoke abilities. Ah, okay. That sounds cool. It looked really fun gameplay wise, and the traverse, as you say, Kobe, you know, like being able to just like move about the way you want to. Isn't it? Is it done by the studio behind the Spider-Man games? Or was that Ghost of Tsushima? I think it was Ghost of Tsushima, wasn't it? Sucker Punch Studios, wasn't it? So it's gonna be cool, I guess, to actually play a game of that developer, because I haven't really played other, like any of them other than Ghost of Tsushima. So often, Schiller, yeah, that freaking invisible wall. But I think you can fix that by activating V-Sync or something, or like locking your frames. Because there's like one flag in the kingdom that you can only get if you actually like lock your frame or like your hertz or V-Sync or whatever. to be able to actually pull off a jump. There's a karma system that affects the ending and the way NPCs interact with you, if I remember correctly. The DLC is also fun. It follows one of the characters Stealth meets. You have to play through it 2 times of different karma endings, but it was manageable. I gotcha. It's cool though, but you get to like, you know, do like a replay with a different ending. In a different like playstyle, I guess, as well. I don't own the DLC, I just have the physical version of Infamous Second Son, but I can have a look maybe if it goes on sale at some point. I would like to get a couple different DLCs actually. Like the Bloodborne DLC for instance, because I don't have that one. See a chump. Hey Velitis, welcome in. Also hey Vario, welcome in as well. Hope you guys are doing good. How's it going? Oh yeah, I didn't get to do a day stream today, Lightus, so we did a bit of a night stream here. We actually just finished Bloodborne, so really happy about that game being finished. I really struggled with the last boss though, but finally got him done. But yeah, how's it going though? How are you guys? Ah yeah, so Sucker Punch. Very, very cool. Yeah, I mean, I like Ghost of Tsushima, so it's gonna be cool to see another game developed by that studio. We also made Sly Cooper. That's right, that's a game you played as well and streamed, wasn't it, Maxi? I think I watched you play that a bit. And yeah, congrats on the gift sub, Lightus. Maxi was so kind to gift out a couple ones earlier when I beat the final boss. You wanna regret the DLC? For Bloodborne or for Infamous Second Son? Or both maybe? Doing well, Rio? That's good to hear. I'm glad. Gotta take advantage of the stream dying. Yeah, unfortunately that happened in the final session. But oh well, that's what it is sometimes. Given that the stream isn't overly long, I think I'm just gonna edit the 2 parts together. Should be fine then. Go get a platinum in this game. Yeah, there would still be a way to go. I mean, we just finished the game and now we are at 37% of all the trophies. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yeah, 14 trophies left here. Most of which are hidden. So I guess I actually would have to display this. Yeah, for example here, defeat the Great One, Ebrietas. Yeah, so I purposefully didn't follow any guides and I also didn't allow any backseating or spoilers, so I could like really have like a blind experience of the game, I guess. Which also made us actually do quite a lot of the optional stuff because I just had no other idea what to do. But there's still so much that I miss, I guess, apparently. But yeah, I wanna replay this game eventually for sure. And maybe I just pick up the rest of the trophies by then and follow a guide, because now that I played through the game once, there wouldn't be really that many surprises anymore. So yeah, I think I might actually, like if I do that in the future, then I would definitely be using a guide and not feel bad about it. You know that feeling when you ate too much garlic? When you have like garlic burps and just like, yikes. That's me right now. Play the 20th anniversary, I think. Yeah. Was that with the kind of like kart racing game or something as well? There was this one game where you had to do like lots of like kart racing as part of like one quest or something, which was really wonky the way it looked. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do, Lighters. Just get them on like a good sale. I mean, they're so old now, like both games. Probably wouldn't be that expensive anymore. As far as you know, Bloodborne is one of those games that can kick your ass to no end. It really can. Yeah, so we played through the game now, so not gonna be any more Bloodborne tonight. But yeah, we beat the game finally. But it definitely beat our ass at some points. Funnily enough, mostly through optional stuff that I didn't have to do. You know, like most of the required bosses I got done like very like fast actually. Until I got to the last boss, I guess. But yeah, most of my deaths have been just to like random stuff and like optional bosses. So I guess I didn't really have to torture myself so much. But I feel like overall the game is definitely fair. I think it's once you get to a point where somebody's heavily outleveling you that it becomes a bit, you know, ridiculous, because at that point you barely did any damage and they like able to one-shot you with several attacks. But yeah, I guess that's a game friendly, doing a friendly reminder just to grind a bit of levels or something. That trophy list is brutal. It is. It's been quite a while since I've actually gotten a platinum trophy. But I got the ones for Spider-Man. At least the one for Spider-Man. Also got one for Ghost of Tsushima and for God of War. And we also got the one for Miles Morales, even though it doesn't appear here for some reason. Why is Miles Morales not appearing here? Ah, there it is. I missed it. Oh, it's actually starting it. Or is it? No. And Miles Morales is such a good game. Honestly, sometimes I enjoy this game more than the original Spider-Man. But I think both games are great, but often I crave even more playing Miles Morales. You would backseat yourself to getting banned from the channel. Yeah, I think you have a bit of a protection, Lighters. As long as you don't overdo it or ignore my warnings. Too much garlic equals flame on. Yeah, pretty much. Kobe, seeing my interface makes you miss the social screen from the PlayStation 4. You loved seeing what trophies your friends earned and posting screenshots. It isn't displayed anymore? I think that's a shame. Because yeah, I think that's a really nice feature, honestly, that you can just go here, what's new, and then you're like seeing, oh, Maxi got Fashion Street trophy, you know? And then you can also like go ahead and, you know, go on there and then like send a message or something. Why would you ever remove that feature? I don't get it. High fashion, Garrett. God damn it, I should have written that. You're more creative than me, Kobe. Yeah, that makes sense, Kobe. I mean, if you're having a PS5, then, you know, what's the point on playing on the PlayStation 4? Unless it doesn't make a difference, or there's only a game that you can't play backwards compatible, I guess. Bloodborne is the easiest Souls game, or was it Demon's Souls? Would you say, like, is that one of the two is the easiest one? Because I don't have a comparison myself. I've only played Dark Souls 2 before. And that was like many years back with a friend, so can't really say too much about that game's difficulty since it kinda carried me through the game. Also, hey there, Black Slip, welcome in. Uncharted, indeed. Yeah, we played for Uncharted 3 recently, so I got the entire Uncharted collection done now. But I still gotta play Uncharted 4 though, and that game looks really good. Spider-Man 2 is better. Spider-Man 2 looks also amazing. Man, I wish I could play this game, honestly. I know that Ronnie actually bought a PlayStation 5 just to play Spider-Man 2. And honestly, I don't blame him because, yeah. I would definitely do the same. Well, maybe also play some other games, but Spider-Man 2 would be very high up the list there. But yeah, I think it's probably going to be one of those games that will be released on PC eventually, maybe in like 2 years or so. So I think down the line, if I'm just going to get a PS5 at some point, or I'm just going to wait until it gets a PC release. I mean, Horizon Forbidden West took how much time to get to PC? 2 years or something? Stream FIFA 19. Well, I have EA FC 24, so I could stream the newest one, technically. But some old FIFA 19 career mode might also do the trick. Ah, cool, Ryu. So upload something to Discord. Ah, that's cool. Thank you for sharing your art, Ryu. Doing some more drawings of Mortal Kombat. Very nice. Yeah, that reminds me that I still have to go and play some Mortal Kombat at some point. But always like so many games, so little time. What's gonna happen at some point? Need for Speed Rivals. Let's go. I think that game still has multiplayer, doesn't it? Yeah, I don't have PlayStation Plus either. I think it's still such a weird move to actually have to have a subscription on a console to be able to use online features. As like an avid PC gamer, that just won't get into my mind. But yeah, I guess Xbox isn't too different with some games at least. So you heard Demon's Souls was easier than Dark Souls? So hardest to easiest: Dark Souls, Dark Souls 2, Dark Souls 3, Bloodborne. Ah, so Bloodborne would actually rank as like one of the easier ones after Demon's Souls then. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think Bloodborne could have been a lot worse, you know. I wouldn't actually say that I'm like a pro at this game whatsoever. I mean, I think I've done decent, but there's also definitely room for error. I didn't get my ass kicked like 24/7 at least. Spider-Man, Spider-Man does whatever a spider does. Or however the song goes in English, because I'm used to that song in German. Yeah, I think Bloodborne is honestly one of the most requested remaster / remake / PC ports out there. I mean, given how big of a following these Souls games have, and that every other title is available on PC, only Bloodborne isn't. I think that definitely adds to people just really wanting to have a way to play it finally, if they don't have a PlayStation. But hopefully at some point emulation is gonna get so far that PlayStation 4 games can be emulated. I think hardware still has to do a bit of catching up there, but I think it's gonna happen eventually. And who knows, you know, at that point, it might still be a couple more years, but at that point, you might even be able to get things like 60 FPS and like anti-aliasing and stuff. So 2 years, Kobe? Yeah, that's not too bad, honestly. I mean, I wouldn't mind waiting 2 years for Spider-Man 2. Funny that you mentioned that, Chilla, because I've actually done a career mode on FIFA 19. Because FIFA 19 is one of the games I got through PlayStation Plus, and then I was like, you know what, I actually haven't played FIFA in like ages. So I booted it up, played a bit of Hertha career mode, and then I actually really got back into FIFA, and I've been playing like FIFA 23 very actively actually. Like, I played the whole year that it was released pretty much. And then I didn't buy EA FC 24 because it just really is a time waste sometimes. If you're playing Ultimate Team. I just recently got FC 24 because it got super cheap on sale for like $10 or so. And I'll play it like once per week maybe. But yeah, most of the time it's just really just busy work, just like sorting through cards and players. And doing like squad building challenges and whatnot. In FIFA Ultimate Team, you honestly spend more time opening packs and organizing your club, I guess, than playing the actual game. At least if you're trying to be efficient. If a game is older than God of War, you won't probably see it soon on PC unless Sony somehow makes PC players' dream come true. Yeah, who knows? I wouldn't put it past them to do like a remake of Bloodborne maybe in the future, as they have done with Demon's Souls. But it might still be some years. So many games plus a lot of movies. Yeah, that's another thing. Like, the movies I still wanna see and like shows I still wanna watch. And then I'm also one of those guys that obviously likes to replay games and rewatch movies and rewatch shows, so that doesn't help. But ultimately, as long as you're watching or playing or doing something that you enjoy, that's the most important thing. Not how much of it you're doing. Yeah, that's the other thing, right? Like, they increased the sub price, didn't they? And then like create the different tiers and stuff. When they did that, I just bit my subscription personally. But I think it's also a bit annoying that you always have to have PS Plus activated to be able to access the games you claimed while you have the subscription. I feel like if you have a subscription active and you then claim a game during that month, I think you should be entitled to be able to play it afterwards too. As long as you're like paying the full price of a subscription. Does whatever a spider can. Ah, that's it. Thank you, Ryu. I watched the movies in English a few times now, but I definitely still watch them more in German, I think, overall. Since I kinda grew up with the movies and then I rewatched them for the years, and it wasn't until a couple years ago that I actually started watching everything in English. Also, hey Vaserif, welcome in. Come at me, bro. I will come at you, don't you worry. With the insults.
Fuck you!
Citizen.
Fuck you, citizen. Totally fair, Schiller. I don't blame you whatsoever, you know. I think what really helps me with Ultimate Team is that I would say I have a more patient nature, so I can endure a lot of the bullshit that people sometimes like to do in the game. Like, you know, celebrating in your face, or like, you know, doing like time-wasting tactics or whatever. But it can definitely get on my nerves too sometimes. And yeah, the nature of like not really playing the game mostly, but doing like organizational stuff can be a bit tiring. So there have been 7 Mortal Kombat movies, 12 main games, plus 3 action-adventure spin-off. And 3 of the movies are live action, 4 of them are animated. That's a few? That's actually crazy that there's been so many movies. So did Mortal Kombat actually start as a gaming franchise, or did it start as a movie franchise? I thought it was a gaming first and then evolved into movies. Because that's a lot of movies for, yeah, for a gaming franchise then. It's actually crazy. But I guess the games must have had like a pretty severe cultural impact then. But yeah, 1992, that's quite early. Yeah, I love Raimi's Spider-Man movies. They're still my favorite ones out of the Spider-Man movies that I've seen, personally. I think the casting also is really well done for those movies, you know. I think every role is really well cast for sure. And very well acted, and I think Peter is also just very convincing, I think, as Spider-Man. In a way, maybe also kind of like more relatable to lots of viewers. Because what I like with Peter Parker in the Raimi movies is that you have like so much focus on Peter Parker in a way, you know, and like everything he's struggling with, you know, like dealing with like a day job and being Spider-Man, and being with MJ and like trying to make that work, and like, you know, being there for her, and at the same time for New York, and also like trying to survive because you just can't pay your rent, you know. I don't know. I feel it made Peter Parker very human in a way, and it also just really showcases how often he like they use, I guess, the good of the people over, you know, things like having, I don't know, like a decent life or whatever. Definitely always puts others in front of him. Yeah, Tobey Maguire is just a legend. And I mean, he also spawned Bully Maguire, so we will have to forever be grateful for that. But yeah guys, so this is gonna be what we recorded today for our stream. I want to thank you all so much for coming by and for joining me for the end of Bloodborne. Tomorrow we will be jumping into Origins, and we're gonna finish the Hidden Ones DLC. There's actually only one more request left, so we're gonna be finishing it quite soon. I've actually done some offline grinding so we can get a bit closer to the level requirement, so I think we will be able to finish it very quickly tomorrow. And after that, I think we're just gonna jump directly into the Curse of the Pharaohs and make a start on that DLC. And yeah, then I'm gonna think about whether or not we're gonna stick with Origins, or if we're gonna start a new game like Infamous on Friday. Have to see, because Friday I don't have too much time, since I'm going to a football game in the evening. But yeah, gonna see, gonna think about it. Yeah, Spider-Man 2 I think is really, really good. I'm not sure if it's underrated or not. I don't know the reviews or like how many, you know, numbers it got or whatever. But I feel like it definitely doesn't get like a whole lot of credits so often. But yeah, I loved Spider-Man 2, especially since it focused so much on Peter Parker, I guess. I mean, essentially, it has to focus on Peter Parker because he's literally losing his powers for a while, right? Like, he literally is unable to, like, do superhero stuff for a while. He even has to wear his glasses and stuff. But I think that inner conflict in himself was really interesting to see. Also, him becoming somewhat cynical to a degree, you know? But yeah. No worries, Maxi. Thanks for being here. Thank you again so much for the gift subs as well, Maxi. And providing some to the community. That's really kind of you. Have a good night too, Schiller. Take care. Yeah, so I think Rod will be playing some more Unity tomorrow. Might be a bit of a later start for him again because he's been here since until 5 in the morning or something, I think Australian time. So I think Rod will have a bit of a late night sleep. So it's probably not gonna be on until a bit later this time. No worries, Lighters. Thank you for being here too, dude. A bit late, Tor. Yeah, we just finished Bloodborne. But yeah, it was my first time playing. Really enjoyed it. Was my first proper Souls-like experience. The first game I played all solo by myself. But yeah, really enjoyed it. I don't know if you played it before yourself, but I can really recommend it if you like the Souls-like games. It's Venom. Sorry, Miss Vetska, what's Venom? Are you talking about the villain of Spider-Man? But yes, so tonight I think we're gonna go and raid out to Crested. I don't think I ever get to raid Crested really. He's doing a demo day, so he's playing just like random demos of different games really. Which makes it quite fun because there's always like something new to try and like some really wacky games sometimes. Right now he's playing something that looks really similar to what I played a ton as a kid actually. Which was called Blazing Trails. It's basically controlling like a ball, I guess, and then having to navigate through levels. It's a very classic game concept, I guess, that many games since then have adapted. Ah, yeah, you're talking about the Venom that's affecting Peter Parker, yeah, in the third movie. That makes him become Bully Maguire.
You'll get your rent when you fix this damn door!
I missed the part where that's my problem.
This fella. But yeah, guys, if you wanna join the raid, there's some raid emotes and chatting and copy and paste if you like. And yeah, I will catch you tomorrow for some AC Origins action. Until then, thanks again everyone for being here, and I will catch you over at Crested. Take care.